Day 15, Shabbat. In the first good news of the war, Hamas on Friday night released 2 hostages, Yehudit Ra'anan and her teenage daughter Natalie, who were kidnapped from Kibbutz Nahal Oz during the October 7th assault. The 2, who have dual American-Israeli citizenship, were handed over to the Red Cross, which handed them over to Israel. Hamas cited that the release was made for humanitarian reasons. President Joe Biden later spoke to the pair and told them how happy he was that they were set free. Latest figures are that there are still 210 hostages being held by Hamas in Gaza. Staff Sergeant Reserve Omer Balva, 22, a commander of the 9203rd Battalion of the Alexandroni Brigade from Herzliya, was killed on Friday night in an anti-tank missile attack along the border with Lebanon. Omer was in the US when he was called into reserve duty last week, and he promptly flew back to Israel to report for duty. 2 Thai workers were wounded by shrapnel in a Hezbollah missile attack from Lebanon at the Magaliot area in northern Israel today. The IDF carried out 3 drone strikes against Hezbollah squads in southern Lebanon while they were preparing anti-tank guided missile attacks. After the 3rd, Hezbollah announced the death of Ismail Ahmed al-Zain, who was killed, as they said, while performing jihad. At least 14 Hezbollah members have been killed in Israel's retaliatory strikes in southern Lebanon in the past 2 weeks. In the middle of the day today, rockets from Gaza were fired towards Rishon LeZion, Nes Ziona, Yehud, and other towns and cities in the area, sending citizens to shelters. Late this afternoon, another large rocket barrage was fired towards Tel Aviv, Bat Yam, Ashdod and Yavne. In a separate attack, Ashdod was targeted. Earlier in the day, another house in Sderot was hit directly by a rocket. IDF spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari said that in the past day, a fifth of rockets, more than 550 of them, launched by terror groups in Gaza, have fallen short in the Strip, killing Gazans. The IDF says it is continuing to prepare for the expected ground offensive in the Gaza Strip, with plans for expansion of the fighting being approved in recent days. Tens of thousands of troops have been deployed to the Gaza border. Palestinians with dual nationality rushed to southern Gaza's Rafah crossing with Egypt as 20 trucks loaded with humanitarian aid entered the besieged Strip earlier today as the border opened for the first time since the start of the war. However, those citizens were prevented from leaving. Embassies had asked their citizens in Gaza to stand ready at the border, but crowds of disappointed Palestinians holding American, Canadian, German and British passports waited in hours in vain for at least the 5th time this week. This is Peter Jones-Pellach reporting for NCJWA Australia from Jerusalem.